eager as well, as they'll follow up and follow through by the rest of DRX.
That's very bold. Good hold from Trace.
And one way as well, renewed up, but still the Viper wall should allow them access. Looking for a contact clear as soon as the curtain will drop. Paranoia, and the Prowler doesn't actually hit towards the back of it, so unexpected, but still the trade is clean. Well, King with a lot to do into that spot, but just can't overcome it. Hail of bullets that end up coming his way, and Kai want to get cheeky with it. Pushing past, trying to take that time in, but he's spotted just onto the brink there, on the edge of the action. Bane make sure to clear out Heybei. Sole survivor. Yeah.
Tried to take guns out of the hand of DRX. But you do not want to be giving orbs to Buzz.
He's steadily trying to build up to that showstopper. Going to be missing the target here, Mako. Oh, he's going down with a ship. Oh, no. And even dropping flashback. So the guns, that's some significant economic damage that Trace have been able to at least do to DRX here. See how many guns they will be able to keep.
Michael watched the lifeboat just escape the Titanic without him on it.
I know, it's tragic. Oh.
The paranoia is nice from Mako there, obviously catching Looking and onto Kai, but they didn't fall back into defensive positions using that backside and the cover available to them.
Yeah.
I really feel like Trace thought that was coming full through tree. A bad read, unfortunately, for them. And DRX, I've got a bit of an odd buy coming into the bonus. It definitely feels like a bonus round, not a full rifle round. Can Foxy do anything at the start here?
It's going to be all that war occurring out towards the rubble as well. That paranoia is beautiful. Buzz caught up, but still he's safely tucked inside the smoke. Just tries to take that angle and fight, but again, nothing to really add on extra spice in terms of that util, and players are accounted for right now. Bane still looking snappy alongside flashback. Maybe enough to make something of this round still, but leaving it just down to the one, and he will be quickly approached, and the double-up discipline of Trace is enough to seal up that round. Puts at least the one on the board for now.
BNK, what a round. Stacks over towards the site, correctly reads things as the IGL. He's already been eliminated from Champions once by EDG and DRX. Not today, he says, with a 4K in this rubble fight. DRX have been putting a heavy emphasis over towards rubble in these first few rounds. It's only been 3, but a lot of the early round pressure has been in that direction.
One on the board for now.
BNK, what a round. Stacks over towards the site, correctly reads things as the IGL. He's already been eliminated from Champions once by EDG and DRX. Not today, he says, with a 4K in this rubble fight. DRX have been putting a heavy emphasis over towards rubble in these first few rounds. It's only been 3, but a lot of the early round pressure has been in that direction. Trace, I think that was a 4-player stack from the defenders. This time, going to be fine.
This prior util down. Heybei wants to just land those shots, and he will do that. Nano swarms as well, making sure that nobody can follow up onto this flashback. He's going to try and barrel through and find an opening in through the B site. With 2 players dropped in through the connector, BNK now last alive on that spot. Alerts them, Nightfall scatters out onto the site now, trying to put the pressure and apply it straight to them. Kai, he's left into that 1v2, hops up and over, but a watchful eye of Mako will drop him down.
Oh, it's not elegant, it's not beautiful, but it gets the job done for DRX. Flashback opens things up just by bulldozing his way through this B main angle, through a Viper wall as well. Wide swinging to take down Lorking. And I think that that is going to be, like I said earlier, a really big key. It's just forcing gunfights. DRX have gone really heavy into rookies with solid rifling.
Yeah.
Really solid rifling. I think they outskill this Trality coming at him. He's trying to find a timing past the paranoia, and then he has to deal with the horn and the boombot. He didn't have it. He didn't have the mental bandwidth, I think.
Nate though, it's going to be bouncing off the back wall, clears. And partitions out this side, still Kai. He's going to be holding strong. Needs to be that stalwart defender, but he's going to be dropped from the rocket, but still goes at least pound for pound there. Nate again to back them away. Still these kills in the favor of Trace. 3v2 for their retake, but the pit placed down, propped up. Very difficult to deal with if you are Trace now. It's going to take a couple of raw duels, maybe a bit of spam, getting lucky. They're going to be hoping for it, hunting for it. Rifles in hand. In terms of util to work with, it's not too much here. Adjustment, smokes, dropped on Bane! My God! just wrangles that rifle and brings it closer and closer to victory over the precipice. And a fifth round for him, with how important that is as well. Economy most likely broken for Trace. Listen, I'm no mathematician. They might be able to scramble together a buy off the back of it because of the losers bonus, but this is getting really, really tricky.
Certainly is. And another big round from Bane. He's had a couple of them so far. He's 8-1 in the server right now. Good to see a rookie player that hasn't had the best performances just yet at Champs find his place, find his footing. Trace are going to be broken.
Escaping death there from that main fight as well, trying to put the squeeze onto DRX.
Nice
Chasing
reaction
them from behind, yeah, and it is a good reaction.
I like this. They got out just in time to avoid those players pushing them from C. Now they should have a good idea that it's an empty A site. They should be accelerating. They're a little slow with it, to be honest, but Foxy9's watching the flank.
He is watching it, but he's really going to be locked down onto this spot still, nailing his shots. There's a bit of danger that he potentially might lose his operator, needs a bit of help from the rest of his team, but Plaid's down, and apparently easy pickings for him. He's on for the ace.
That's definitely going to make the stats look better. Grab the 4K on the anti-eco round as everybody's pushing you one by one. Not bad. He does his job there, Foxy9. Stops any level of danger. Trace, try a little pocket pick. But I think what we've seen so far from them in these first 7 rounds is that they do look a lot less comfortable, a lot less good, strong ideas compared to the maps that they've been winning. Make the stats look better. Grab the 4K on the anti-eco round as everybody's pushing you one by one. Not bad. He does his job there, Foxy9. Stops any level of danger. Trace, try a little pocket pick. But I think what we've seen so far from them in these first 7 rounds is that they do look a lot less comfortable, a lot less good, strong ideas compared to the maps that they've been winning on so far at Champs, which is Ascent and Bind. We've only seen them win on Ascent and Bind. We've only seen them play on Ascent, Bind, Sunset. It's a bizarre situation in which they got the same map pool against Vitality and Leviathan.
That's why we were kind of thinking about, okay, I'll hold that thought for now as well, as Foxy9 does once more pay the price of peeking that angle up through that is. Ooh, I mean, okay, hey, Bay, listen, team's already up 1, but he decided to take the fight anyway, so he's brought it to that 4-on-4. Nade held, sees alongside it.
DRX and pull off a big round win. Trace is going to take a time out here. It's already been called. It is ridiculous, I think, that they got themselves up into a 5v4 and then committed to try to stop that. I don't believe that we saw the snake bite come out. I could be wrong about that, of course. But it looked to me like Hebe had swung without really having too much of an advantage in terms of how he's going to stop that from snowballing on top of him.
Yeah.
It's a scrappy game right now. They've got rid of some decent util over here. Trace got good information on the A site. Do they choose to go for a lockdown?
Oh, TP in through the back, that's Mako as well. He's trying to clear the most of the way. He's been naded by his team. All good though, Paranoia sweeps through. Buzz follows up off the back of it, and his team are at least trying to collect up these kills onto the site, and they will do just that.
Lockdown goes through, but they've already lost 2.
Yeah, so the lockdown is going to be used to try and play this one, but the nade is perfect. It just rebounds, and yeah, you can feel it, man. It's untested, it's untempered here by Trace, taking him onto this map, and you're going to need raw individualistic aim to carry them through this round for even a chance of a win. Listen, the Guardian's in her hand with a decent amount of chip damage. Pushing back Foxy9 in through the corner. Bane, though, still locked onto sight. Slightest of off angles. Anticipating the wide swing, and he'd be right on the money with that. Earns himself a kill as a result of it. And rapidly, the options are running out here for Trace once more. Gotta hightail it, gotta say he's running away from you.
There's not even a trade as they come through that smoke there, Trace. It looks like they're pretty far behind the Lotus meta compared to teams like DRX. And we've already seen DRX pick up big wins on this map. They managed to take down Fnatic on Lotus, which is a huge accomplishment. I think mostly because Fnatic got caught off by the composition and how well DRX played around it. Foxy9 was having a blinder of a day on Chamber that time. But Buzz was also a monster.
Sending out the util, spades of it now, and needs to assist with most of this. Buzz is hot on the heels of all these players. Goodness me, he's just chopping them down. There is no defense over towards the A rubble. The protocols in place from DRX are just immaculate.
He had an outstanding kill on Fong Fong in the previous round, and that's another world-class shot. This time, though, Fong Fong with the revenge.
He's going to try and answer back, hasn't he, Showstopper? It's going to be used. That's incredibly preemptive. To no avail.
On whom?
And now walking back up, creeping to try and take up that space once more. In through B, there might be an appropriate response again from Trace. They have two players up through heaven. It's Kai, shoulder to shoulder. Shots need to be landed here. Spraying them down, the spacing just not good enough. And time now on the other foot. DRX pushed into a hole there, really, with nowhere else to go. And time now on the other foot. DRX pushed into a hole there, really, with nowhere else to go.
Trace finally managed to be able to pick up a round there. A big one from Heibei. This guy's been so incredibly important for them in their run at this event. We've seen him wear his heart on his sleeve too. And it would be crushing for either of these teams to go out. It feels too early to be sending teams home from our playoff stage already.
Yeah.
But that advantage, that extra lifeline of the upper bracket quickly dwindled away for squads like Trace and DRX.
3v5 though to play this retake, and with an operator in the hands of Fong Fong. He's only watching for the flank.
Sees nade. Kai
Up to the
dodges.
corner, yeah, Kai's able to survive. Still time is running out here. Spike's going to start to at least tick away from them. And the kill's also getting away with them at that. There's a trade at least online, but you won't be able to save this operator. Feng. Shots off, but yeah, quickly approach in terms of his position. DRX just trying to essentially get this up to a 10-2 finish at the first half. Looking unstoppable.
It's absolute domination. It really is. Trace don't have the layers to their game on this map, despite picking it, which, you know, that's a surprise in itself today, I think. But they don't have the layers. For example, here, there's no real idea of what they can do to stop the Showstopper from Buzz, taking all of that space away. And you see it in the body language there from Bianca.
Yeah. The first half, looking unstoppable.
It's absolute domination. It really is. Trace don't have the layers to their game on this map, despite picking it, which, you know, that's a surprise in itself today, I think. But they don't have the layers. For example, here, there's no real idea of what they can do to stop the Showstopper from Buzz, taking all of that space away. And you see it in the body language there from Bianca, the IGL, who's been to champs before, won games at this tournament before, lacks into things. We'll see whether they can convert the pistol too. 50 seconds left, and this could go A or B. I mean, it looks like an A fake that they're going to try to pivot through the blue door, which is open, and Bane's watchful eyes are here.
And Ben's going to have a lot to do into this spot. Anchoring player into it, Prowler in through his face, but it matters not. Foxy9, he's there to push through the smoke, is watched by Lao King. He's to follow the tracers. Meanwhile, the rest of his team happily cleaning up. And now it's curtains. An 11th round for DRX, a second pistol round.
And if there was hope for Trace, I think it's just gone down the drain. Law King did manage to double his kills, but he's gone from 1 to 2. That's a big fall for a player that people were excited to see popping off in the group stage against two great teams. But DRX today perhaps taking their opponents more seriously?
No.
The time is simply ticking.
He's missed the timing though, maybe falling asleep ever so slightly. The bullets not quite landing onto the heads there, so players surviving. Kai heard the footsteps, baited out into the open. That was Buzz. He had his aim trained onto that spot. Expected outcome for him.
And a good
35 seconds.
Good time into the snakebite too to stop any kind of reactive push from Trace.
And it's not synced up too well, is it, from Trace? Throwing everything at the wall, seeing what can stick. Can't survive into the next with his Marshall in his hands. And he won't, but that's up to 12 now for DRX. Right now, they're on the cusp. The confidence has been there right from the beginning, to be honest.
And have we had a more dominant map here at Champion Seoul? Not that I can remember, but my memory's not photographic.
Yeah, listen, we're getting old.
But this is not just dominant in terms of the scoreline, but quick. And the rounds haven't been very close either.
Hey, it feels like we just got here.
Yeah. And the snakebite they just threw to go forwards on A, though. They're going to allow Buzz and Mako to set up another quasi-crossfire setup here. And Foxy9's dangerous too. He's front B with a judge. And
Yeah, this
Kai
spot is brutal, man.
appears to be wandering into a spider's web.
He's clearing it well. It's the appropriate way to clear that spot. And Mako also just goes for a little bit of a peek as well, seeing if he can offset that advantage that's now earned and gained over for Trace. Following through here, Buzz spotting his players out, but just can't quite land it. Not there with the reaction times. So off the back of this, Trace will be surviving a little bit longer here in through this map. Any damage that Flashback does will be good for the team. Taking guns out of the hands of Trace, just making it that much more awkward.
Important for Trace to be able to win one of these rounds where they're advantaged in the economy, just to feel like they can, to feel like they're not outclassed. There is a mental difference when you're in groups versus when you're in playoffs. There's also a mental difference when you're on a map that you've won on before and you know that you can beat global teams at, versus this, which is newer territory for them. Getting anything here is just going to give them a slight flare-up of that flickering flame of hope.
The trouble is, not much room to breathe, and every single round has danger lurking around the corner. Doesn't matter if DRX are on the low buy. Seen enough Thrifty wins to know that that's the case. Sees nade up and over. Paranoia as a response. Buzz is right round the corner. Shoddy in hand. Upgrade obtained. And beaming him down. My God, Buzz! Didn't have to do it to him like that. It's dirty. It's disgusting to finish. Seen enough Thrifty wins to know that that's the case. Sees nade up and over. Paranoia as a response. Buzz is right round the corner. Shoddy in hand. Upgrade obtained. And beaming him down. My God, Buzz! Didn't have to do it to him like that. It's dirty. It's disgusting to finish. And the angle, watch for. Fung Fung dropped to his knees. 13-3 is the finish. Map 1 sealed up.
In the blink of an eye.